everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allison and today we're going to talk about my writer must-haves. I've been accumulating a lot of stuff over the past year that I feel like I can't live without, and I'm going to share them with you. Some may be helpful, some may be super random, but these are things that I as a writer cannot live without. The first thing is like an essential, and I know scientists say you shouldn't work in your bed. I have it's really not aesthetically pleasing lap desk. I actually think this is considered like a food tray for like people who need it in bed, like when you're sick. It's my parents', but no one uses it except for me, so I've kind of taken this into my room and I use it, and I put all my things that I need on my desk, and it's really nice because I can just like relax in bed but still be working if I have extra things to do. And sometimes I just don't want to sit at my big desktop that's across from my bed because my back hurts, because I'm 25 and I'm old now, according to my nieces. This is a essential for me. I want to get like an acrylic one, but I'm not willing to spend that much money, so this cheap Walmart one that we've had for 10 years will do the trick. Next, let's talk about beverages. Now, I'm a coffee connoisseur, but I've recently gotten into tea as well, so I'll talk about one tea item. But first things first is this mug. This is a double rimmed mug. I got mine from HomeGoods. It came in a pack of 2, and honestly, I only needed 1. But I love this thing. It keeps my drinks cold and hot longer, which is great, especially with iced coffee, because I don't like to chug my iced coffee. It keeps the ice cold, and it's just great because then my coffee doesn't get watered down. Speaking of iced coffee, my recent favorite is the Chobani iced cold brew. I'll put a picture of it right here. It's just my favorite. I feel like I get so much energy. I really like a cold brew. I also like the Starbucks blonde roast, but recently the Chobani one has just been doing it for me. And I usually use a caramel creamer, but what makes my coffee the best at home, and like Starbucks grade or, you know, any coffee shop grade, are these skinny syrups. These are Jordan skinny syrups. They have like no calories, I believe, in them. I don't know, I got them at HomeGoods again. I'm a HomeGoods connoisseur with my mother, but I really like them. It came in a pack of 3, so there's salted caramel, mocha, and vanilla, and I just put like barely any in there, and it packs a insane flavor, and it doesn't have too much sugar in it because I don't like to have a lot of sugar. Sometimes it gives me a migraine when I have too much sugar in a coffee. So yeah, these are great. They're really good. This is also really good if you put it in hot chocolate, this mocha one. I love it. But my favorites to put in my coffee recently have been the salted caramel. I haven't used it as much, but the vanilla is like one of my favorites. I highly recommend, if you want to stop spending money on coffee, like going out to Starbucks or Dunkin' every single day, try this. It makes a world of a difference, and I find myself spending less money. Now for hot beverages, I have a Keurig in my room. It sits over there, and then we have one in the kitchen, which is my mom's, and I have 2 things that I like to brew in there. The first one is a coffee, and this is the Original Donut Shop Duos Nutty plus Caramel. This is so good. I like the Original Donut Shop coffee to begin with, but this one just has like a kick to it. It kind of reminds me of like a toffee flavor, and I have really enjoyed this. This is my favorite hot coffee, though I have not been drinking hot coffee lately because by the time I get up in the morning, it's already 95 degrees out. And my other favorite that I like is the Twinings of London English Breakfast Black Tea. I don't like to use like a tea bag or, you know, a like tea ball to put in there because tea leaves get in my coffee and it really freaks me out. Don't ask, it's just this weird thing that I have, but this is really good. I feel like it steeps the tea perfectly in the Keurig, and then I add either milk or almond milk or something like that and mix it together. I really like just a regular English breakfast tea, the real version, and you would drink in like the UK. I've had it before, but unfortunately I'm not that talented, so I have to settle with this. Moving right along, let's talk about like an ambiance thing. I love to listen to music, and I'll talk about this in a moment, but to listen to music or to, you know, zone out everything, I have 2 pairs of headphones that I like to use. The first are my AirPods. I have, I think, the 2nd generation AirPods. I love them. They're great. They're easy to travel with. I just clip them to my keys and I take them everywhere. The only problem is I forget to charge these. So sometimes I use these. Now these are nothing special. I got these at Five Below. They're just Bluetooth headphones that are white and pink and they're really cute. And I use these when I'm editing or I am writing because these are honestly really good for only being $5. They cancel out sound really well. They just play the music in such a crisp way that I love, and I didn't spend $200 on Bose. Speaking of music, I am a big Spotify music lover. I will put up my Spotify playlist right here, but my username is just author Allison Aldridge on Spotify. I have playlists on there that follow Dark Radiance and the characters in that, Scottish folklore and my main character in that, and then just a couple of other ones that I like a POV one, Falling in Love with Me, which is pretty self-explanatory, but music is a really big part of my writing process, and I choose the playlist that I need to, and this is definitely a must-have. If I don't have this, I'm not writing. Coupled along with that is Pinterest. I get so inspired by Pinterest. I make Pinterest boards and I find myself falling into daydreams by looking at pictures and art on there. I'll put my Pinterest boards on there. Again, it's just author Allison Aldridge there as well, but recently my obsession has been my Scottish folklore board. It's just so pretty and it makes me inspired to write and create scenes in my head. If you like Pinterest and you like aesthetics, we are on the same wavelength. Next, let's talk about craft books. I love a good craft book. I think they're really important to learning new skills, and I have 3 here. First, I have Save the Cat Writes a Novel. If you've been on YouTube or AuthorTube for any amount of time, you've probably heard someone talk about this. This is a really great tool if you're having trouble outlining and you need a structured way to outline something. I personally love this. The book is really interesting and you learn a lot of tips and tricks on how to plot a novel and why these story beats are important and where you see them in stories. And then once you know them, you start seeing them in the books that you read and you're like, I see your story beats. So I really enjoyed this one. Next one is a new one to me, and this is How to Write a Page Turner, Craft a Story Your Readers Can't Put Down by Jordan Rosenfeld. I really like this. It just teaches you how to write engaging stories and how to keep your readers on their toes, and you know, it goes through plot twists and dialogue, how to create tension in your writing, and I've found this really helpful as I dive into a fantasy book that I want a lot of tension and I want that like angsty feel to be in there. This has taught me a lot and it gives great examples from movies to books. I truly like this book. It was just a random purchase that I got at Barnes & Noble one day because of the cover. Next is My Emotion Thesaurus. This is a staple if you have trouble describing something as not being sad or happy, or you know, you want some more emotion in your characters. This gives so much. So I just pulled up one. This is anger. It gives you the physical signs and behaviors, intentional sensations, mental responses, acute or long-term responses for this emotion, signs this emotion is being suppressed, may escalate to, and then it gives rage and the page number, may de-escalate to, bitterness, gives the page number, associated power vibe, and a writer's tip for it. And let me tell you, I pull this out all the time when I cannot think of a word better to describe anger. I'm like, he's angry. That's what he is. My brain just sometimes gets stuck on a word and will write it 100,000 times. And those are my writing must-haves. Let me know down below what you must have to write. I always find it interesting to know others' writers. Like, I need this to create my story because we all have our little things. But that's all I have for you today. So I will see you next time in Wonderland, loves. Bye.